Good evening, collective. This is Dee, and this is my channel, Empathy of Dream 69. If you're returning, welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. All praises to the Most High. Hey, collective. I want to share with y'all. I have a series of stories to tell you guys. And I hope some of it resonates with y'all. And I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, collective. Here it goes. The year was 1960. It was a nice, bright, sunny day. A nice kind of late spring day. To be exact, it was the South Bronx, 1960. The story takes place in the South Bronx in a boarding house. A nice, small boarding house. Now, it was a man and woman. The man was an army veteran coming from overseas. He was in his late 20s. His name was Alfredo. Alfredo was in his late 20s, but unfortunate, he was a broken soul. He was an alcoholic. He was an abuser. He came from a broken home. Now, the feminine in the story, her name is Gina. Gina was in her mid-20s, and she was looking for love. She was looking for protection. She was looking for salvation. Now, Gina was a single mother of a daughter that she left behind in her native country. Alfredo, on the other hand, was a married man with 4 children of his own. So now Gina came from her native country. Now, the one that ran and owned the house was Gina's aunt, Miss Cabby. Miss Cabby was in her mid-50s. She was a businesswoman. She was stern. She was boss lady. She was well respected in her community. And that was Gina's aunt that helped her come to the United States. She worked Gina as the maid, the cook, and everything else she could do, because remember, she didn't have money to pay her aunt, so she paid her with cleaning and cooking and everything else. On the other hand, Alfredo, he, I guess, had a job doing meaningless jobs to get by. As time went by, these 2 broken souls coming from broken homes as children growing up in their native country was looking for comfort, was looking for someone to pass time. It's 1960. It's about the summer now. They're getting to know each other. The story is going to have a lot of emotional abuse, stereotyping, and ignoring the truth of one's own inner demons, inner truth. It's very sad. So now these 2 people, Alfredo and Gina, they really never fell in love. It was just convenience. She was a great cook. She was a nice person, but deep down she was broken. She never knew her worth. Her parents weren't even an item. She was just a product of one night, if you know what I mean. And his parents, well, I can't really tell you. It was one of those things. They were both lying and keeping a dark secret from one another. Alfredo never told Gina that he was a married man at the beginning. She kind of figured it out by him writing letters to his wife. And one night she confronted him and say, "Are you married?" So he had to tell her the truth. "Yes, I'm a married man." And what? Gina, coming from a broken place, didn't really have anyone to really support her. Remember, her aunt Cabby was a very stern boss lady, a no-nonsense lady. She warned Gina, don't spread your legs. Don't sleep with men that you don't know. But Gina wanted to do what Gina knew best. And that was to look for affection wherever she could find it. Again, collective, this is 1960. 1961 is coming. They're getting to know each other. They became lovers. He promised her the world. We're going to move out of this room. Because remember, he rented a room in Gina's Cabby's, which was her aunt's boarding house, a room. And she lived there for free. Make a long story short, the aunt says, "I do not promote this type of behavior. I do not want you as a single woman sleeping with a married man." So Gina and Alfredo decided that they were going to move out of the boarding house and rent their own apartment. So Alfredo and Gina decided to get an apartment. They moved on to Bryant Avenue in the South Bronx. They moved into a cozy little one-bedroom apartment. He got a job and she stood home. Unfortunately, Gina didn't have much of an education. She only had second grade education. This is not to criticize or stereotype Gina, but I'm just letting you know the narrative of the story. Not to gaslight anybody. Now, Alfredo, deep down, was a toxic person. He had demons he couldn't control. He was an alcoholic. He was abused as a child. His father didn't love him. He was born out of wedlock. He was even abused by his stepmother or women that the father had at the time. Mind you, Alfredo was raised with his blind grandmother that was a maid and used to find scraps for him to eat. So Alfredo was too ashamed to tell his story, share with the woman that he was living with, which was Gina at the time, to tell her, "I'm a broken man." He would never do such thing. And of course, Gina didn't even tell Alfredo that she was a single mother of a girl in her country. So when Alfredo found out, he threw a fit. He went into a rage and said, "How did you fool me? I thought you was an honest woman." She says, "I am an honest woman. But what about you? You are a married man." So they made a pact that they would forget their past, which was selfish of them because that was their children. Commitments that they had prior to one another. So far, the moral of the message is when you meet people, don't change for them. You be honest with them. You tell them the truth. If they won't accept you for your past, I guess they're not good enough to take your energy. So collective, as we go on, this is about 1960, 1961, 62, 63. These individuals are living life. They're both toxic. They're both hiding their demons. They're both kind of pretty much hiding their lives before they met each other. All they know from each other is that they are both parents. He has 2 sons and 2 daughters, and Gina has 1 daughter out of wedlock as well, that she misses dearly at this time. Collective, this is all for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Episode 2 will come pretty soon. Hope it resonates. Share, like, and subscribe. See ya.